Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Jero Medina about Somos, which is now available on Netflix. Welcome to the show, man. Good to see you again.
Yeah, man. Thanks, bro. I'm always happy to be here with you, bro.
So it's interesting because the first time you came on the show was about Narcos Mexico, and then we did it Instagram Live. So technically, this is your third time on the show. So you're like a three-timers member.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Do I have to get you anything? What does that mean? Do I have to get you a mug or something?
Sure.
Absolutely. So most amazing miniseries. I mean, does the mindset change a little bit where, you work on something that might have a lot of seasons, but then you do something like a miniseries, which is supposed to be a certain amount of episodes. In terms of preparation of your characters, I mean, does the mindset change a little bit, or is it the same thing, miniseries versus like a series that could have multiple seasons?
I mean, I haven't had a gig yet where I'm going into other seasons, so it's been like the same mindset.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything different. I mean, you're there, and if it happens to go longer, then you just keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as between these two shows, one, it's two extremes pretty much. One is talking about narcos and what they do, and it's all the focus on them. And Somos is the first show which shows this world of narcos, narcotics, drug lords, whatever you want to call it, from the perspective of the victims, first ever. So it allows to just kind of like open up for reality, the reality that sits in Mexico, and it's also us as audience, we are closer to the victim side than being the narcos,
Mm-hmm.
So I think that allows an opening for relating with the story and with the characters. So in that sense, yeah, the mindset is it's different. It's a different approach to the characters. I think Somos is more emphasized on showing the humanity and really humanizing these characters, rather than creating a character. We are creating characters, but Narcos, for example, he's a DEA, and there's very little about them, and so you just kind of have to create an entire character. Here, even though yes, we're also creating, but there's a bigger emphasis on detail, and it's based on people that were alive. The whole show, it's based on an article by Ginger Thompson, with an American journalist.
Yeah.
And from there, they take these characters that are in the article, and they take a little bit from everyone, and they create this fictionalized story and these characters. So yeah,
absolutely,
it's a different approach for sure.
When people get the chance to watch Somos, I mean, one of the things that kind of stood out for me, and I was wondering if this was something that stood out for you when you kind of signed on to the project, looking at the script, is very complex and powerful, like characters. Like the character arc of all these people is just unbelievable, and they're so complex. So is that something you kind of noticed, these very kind of complex characters?
Yeah. I mean, for sure. Benjamin, for example, in particular, he's a very complex character. Has many different shades, and
Yeah.
I think, man, the first thing that came to my mind, when I was creating it was just like respect,
Yeah.
just respect for the victims and for this character,
Yeah.
and from there, these complexities are written in the script as well. So it's a matter of like catching them and then kind of like digesting that and then show it. Uh,
Absolutely.
and there was also a lot of just rehearsing before filming to understand these complexities and the and the and the subject and the story.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the writers did a great job in giving you so much to work from, uh, with little dialogue.
Yep.
Also, I mean, there's no huge monologues or anything. It's very short, very natural, and we the Jane Seamus, he's the creator showrunner
Yep.
of the show, and he co-wrote with two Mexican script writers and novelists, which is Monica Revilla
Yep.
and Fernanda Melchor, and the three of them just created this complex character.
Absolutely. We talked about this a little bit last time you were on too. I mean, especially with platforms like Netflix, does it still blow your mind as a storyteller from Mexico how global content has become access wise? Like it still blows my mind till this day that I'm able to watch so many shows and movies from all around the world like instantly. Like it's an incredible thing, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great, man. I mean, uh, when you read, it's going to premiere in 190 countries, it's like, okay. Like, that's great. I don't know how many, if I can count 190 countries out of the top of my head, but it's good they're doing that, man. Like we said before, you're able to watch stuff from Italy, from Mexico, from anywhere. So you get to understand the world more.
Yeah.
I think, different narratives, different countries. You step out of your bubble of your country, and
Oh, absolutely.
observe different things. And the fact that, for example, this story, which is a very, um, I'll give a little backdrop about
Yeah,
what the
that was
story is.
actually my next question. And tell us a
Yeah,
little bit about your character too.
yeah. So I'll touch on that.
Yeah.
But the fact is, what I'm trying to say is that the fact that the world can see this story
Story, yeah.
uh, matters a lot, because I think globally I think Mexico, not because I'm Mexican, but I think people love Mexico.
Yeah.
It's a place of a lot of culture, and people fall in love with the people here.
Yeah.
You know, uh, so it's great that we're able to show what's going on in Mexico and these types of stories. So now, touching on what the story is, um, in 2011, in March 2011, um, the Zetas cartel, went into Allende, Coahuila, which is a town 40 minutes south of the border with Texas.
Yeah.
And they went into this town and they massacred tons of people, kids, women, old people, anything that was in their way, because there was a failed DEA mission in Mexico. And so pretty much what happened was there were two leaders of the Zetas cartel living in this town where pretty much there's nothing.
Hmm.
The DEA um, intercepted them through their use of Blackberries that they were using, and through an informant, uh, which is called El Diablo. And so pretty much the Zetas thought that this guy had stolen $10 million worth of merchandise, and
Hmm.
they had found out that there was this informant, this traitor, because the DEA messed up on their mission.
Yep.
And so these guys, in a way of revenge, went in and just shot everyone. And it was silenced for 10 years. So this, I mean, when you think about it, it's so hard to believe, that something like that happened, and that the government covered it up,
Yeah.
and the DEA covered it up. And it just goes to show you that, the span of things, man, the reality of things.
I
and
know.
and
But now
so
there's opportunities to tell those stories, right? That which is what you were saying too, with all
yeah,
the
and
content. Yeah.
this story, it's also giving you a reflection of the racism that exists, the inequality, the violence, the impunity, corruption, just everything that it still happens. Like, it's as we speak.
Yep.
2 weeks ago, in the north of Mexico, in Reynosa, another group, cartel, went in and massacred people, and there's no justice yet. So it's insane, man. So when you turn your camera, going from Narcos, and you just do a 180, there's suddenly like another world of, as a result of all of that we see on
I know.
TV. And it opens up new narratives that are essential for, I think, the society, not only in Mexico, but I think all over the world, maybe, to look at the wounds,
Yes.
to look at the ugly, and the sadness, the violence that exists, in order to evolve, or to not allow it to happen again, with that hope of not allowing it to happen again. But in order for us to also just like be able to heal and move on, and evolve,
Hmm.
which is really, really hard. And I don't think it happens, you know in one generation. I think all of that happens throughout many generations. So yeah, it's
So it sounds also like this was a hard project for you to get into as well, right? Kind of like this, like, no, seeing the story and everything, like you have to transform into this kind of world and the story that happened, and
yeah.
it was tough. Well, it must have been a tough process.
Well, at times, yes, it mostly happened towards the end.
Yeah.
Once you're like completely soaked in the project and the character. And there's a scene, the last one of some of the last scenes of Benjamin, in the sixth episode. I say goodbye to my father, and then I remember when we cut, I just started crying, man. I just started crying because just imagining what it could have been. uh and it just kind of like, you can't believe it. And you're part of telling this story, so it just has that much more meaning. And it also, when I shot my last scene as well, there was a moment I just kind of had to turn around and just wipe some tears off my face. So I'm just very grateful, actually, that I
Hmm.
got to feel that. And even though it's sad, but that I got to feel that, and to live it that way.
Hmm. Well, but all of you in the cast and crew did an amazing job. I mean, it's 6 episodes and it's available now on Netflix,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is it's great. Like it's a huge platform
yeah,
for a very important story. So I'm glad that there's the platform for it.
yeah. Also, it's half the cast were natural actors, or non-actors, which was also really cool. Which also helped, part of the process, to sink into the world and the characters, because they give you other things, that other professional actors maybe don't.
Hmm.
So you also are able to show different things. You know, you receive different things, so you give different things, and it was a very interesting process for sure.
Absolutely. Jero, thank you so much for coming back on Popternative. It's always great to catch up with you, man.
Hey, Ben, thank you, bro. Till next time.
Till next time, of course. And yeah, so Somos on Netflix right now. They can also go back and watch Narcos Mexico as well, season two of that season two. And they can follow you on Instagram also to keep update with everything. You're active over there.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It's El Jero Medina, which is EL Jero Medina.
Amazing. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, it's Jero Medina and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.